So, Sneasler is not pleasant to deal with. Like, you don't have to take that from me, like, pretty much everybody knows this. Sneasler has, like, gotten everything it could possibly need to be good. 120 base speed, not a lot is gonna outspeed that. 130 base attack, that's like Machamp and Rhydon level good. Poison fighting stabs. Anything that resists that is going to be hit for neutral by throat chop anyway, and it gets fake out and coaching to give extra support. What makes it a very non-intuitive Pokemon in gameplay is because of how Dire Claw works. 50% chance to do a status condition of sleep, paralysis, or poison. Needless to say, it overlaps Poison Touch Toxicroak to hell. VGC usage stats make it pretty plain as day. It's a popular pick used by plenty of players. Like, this is Regulation H switch. Like, this is how high it is in usage stats on like actual cartridges now, at least according to Pikalytics. Like, Freezeye made a video that it's apparently number 3. I guess this one needs to be updated. Number 1. Freezeye said it's at number 1. This says it's at number 3 right now. I guess it needs to be updated. Like, everybody, like, lots of people are using this thing, and 99% of the people out there are using Dire Claw on it. 98% close combat. Like, I don't know what they would use, what small minority of hipster are using anything besides Dire Claw, but, like, whatever. Anyway, the thing is that nobody enjoys playing against this thing. It can easily override a lot of skill with paralysis and sleep, and in the event it is running Poison Touch, then you get more odds of it poisoning something. Like, just recently, the competitive Pokemon YouTuber named ScrawVGC made a video detailing how unintuitive and no-skill certain Pokemon mechanics can be, and even made a point that Sneasler is not a healthy addition. Also, the competitive Pokemon YouTuber Freezeye made a whole video detailing why Sneasler is good, ends up on a lot of teams, and how everyone hates it because of how it exploits luck so much while still being consistent, unlike Fissure Tinglu. Like, no use getting mad at me when other people are just as passionate or getting the point across that this thing's annoying and doesn't demand much on your part to, like, you use. And, like, because even when even when it's not clicking Dire Claw, it's clicking coaching, so something next to it can hit even harder. Now, the reason I bring this up is because Meopatra is a lot like knockoff Weavile, but better in every way in the system it's in. Like, this thing doesn't have a single bad stat. Above average HP, 276, good strength, 134, good spirit at 142, good defense at 124, at really good speed at 163, with a decent wait time of 4. Its skill is kind of misleading. It claims it always steals items while attacking, but I think the actual odds are 10%. Don't quote me on that. It can somewhat make use of its spirit stat since it has Paradise, the healing magic move for its soul, and its ultimate is a drain magic attack that covers the back 6 tiles, which is really good board coverage. In Pokemon lingo, imagine if knockoff Weavile just had better stats across the board like a legendary and could afford to run Recover and Giga Drain. Like, it sounds strong on paper, but it has drawbacks. Meopatra is an S rank, which means by extension it has to compete with a lot of things for a team slot. Its skill is shared by Deadcool, whom has 2 item slots. Indiana Jaws, Jibanyan T, Gimme, whom are all A ranks, and then there's Yoink and Count Zapaway, which are D and C ranks. Though the really relevant and viable ones it has to compete with are Indiana Jaws and Jibanyan T, and Deadcool. Unfortunately, Yoink, Gimme, and Count Zapaway are kind of bad. I wish they were better. It's Charming Tribe, which is arguably a pretty mid-tier tribe unity. Like not the best. Like the speed is nice. But that depends. It's Ice Week, which is pretty bad because ice teams are like baby brain and easy to climb ladder with, thanks to Slip Up and Dushu. Its attacks don't hit that hard compared to other yokai I mentioned. It's still a very viable yokai, and it does have unique traits that help it and remain that way. Specifically with the team we're going to go over using Meopatra by Mitake. Link will be in the description. This is a cheesy variation of a Nocturne team. To recap from my You Do It video, Nocturne turns all debuff actions into 50 power neutral magic attacks that pierce defense. Now that might sound useless since Meopatra isn't really something that can debuff, but equipment can help get around that. So let's go over the team real quick. We got, let's see, where is it? Yeah, here she is. All investment and extra points into the spirit stat because the compromised speed. That's how the sports center training works, like with magic attackers. Extra 25 points in magic, but you lose 10 points into your speed. And she's carrying a horizontal soul gem. And then behind her is Wrongneck, carrying a Foiletta soul gem. Both soul gems make it so that if the user uses a physical attack on an opponent, that opponent will then be hit with a strength debuff. And debuffs from equipment count as debuff actions under Nocturne. So like they'll basically be able to do like magic attacks that do debuffs with their decently high spirit as long as Nocturne is on the team. Usually mixed attackers are not that good in Yokai Watch, but Nocturne makes this an exception because they'll get to hit hard with their physical and magic attacks at the same time. It's I guess you could say it's sort of like a Pokemon thing where Crush Claw. Yeah, Crush Claw. Like you could do, like, I think that's the name of the attack where like you use a physical attack and then it debuffs their defense, something like that. And then that debuff defense would do damage on top of that. Another thing to note is that the debuffs can miss and won't do any damage if they do. So there are luck elements that are still there, just like Dire Claw, but not to the point they'll override skill. There's also more consistent counterplay because a Slippery unity can more reliably dodge those debuffs. If this team build went up against something with a Slippery unity, the matchup becomes way harder. You could say Slippery unity is like a blanket effect version of Covert Cloak in Pokemon, which makes it way stronger. Not the best unity, mind you, but Slippery is better in execution than Covert Cloak. Like you can see the other S rank on the team is taken up by Nocturne in the back as a ranger in the back. Oh. Rest of the team is dedicated to defense and support. We got standard dumb cap here with Peerless Soul and 1 HP Soul, Invincibility, and then on whenever it takes an attack, magic attack or debuff from the Peerless Soul and 1 HP, so that it guarantees will always be at 1 HP, like Focus Band, but better in every way. And Dumb Cop with its nasty good buff of 30% extra spirit to an ally, plus its high speed, so it's always going to go first. So now it'll get to buff both Meopatra and Wrongneck. We got at then we got Flip It, whom is bulky, reduces ice magic damage for the whole team, which is good for helping Meopatra, and has a fast charging E rank ultimate, but it's been buffed with prestigious treasures to B rank. So now it's even bulkier than it was before and can hit even harder with its ultimate thanks to its the strength and stat buff that comes from the prestigious treasure. And of course, we got Sprunk. Oh, never go wrong with Sprunk. Like, I guess this one has, like, pretty low defense for some reason. I guess they must have, like, put extra points into its speed to debuff its defense. Like, it still has really good HP, and its skill halves damage from physical attacks, so, like, it's gonna be tanking a lot of damage anyway. I guess they did that so, like, it can more reliably debuff, since this doesn't have a Shady Unity or Eerie Unity or anything. Like, that's kind of one of the weaknesses of... Like, unless you run full Shady, you're gonna... Like, full Shady helps Nocturne teams a lot because they can guarantee debuffs more easily. Alright, so that's the team. Now, let's go to the play-by-play. Ah, darn internet. Alright, here we go. Sorry about that. Alright, so. Here we go. First team. And here they're using what's it called? Its name. Terminator. That's the name, Terminator. Dead Cool and Arcanos Lubu. Oh, Arcanos Lubu is a really good wall breaker, but Terminator has the same skill as Sprunk, halves damage from physical attacks, but the good thing this team is technically mixed attacking. And then Dead Cool, double item slot so it can run Stealth Soul and whatever else it wants to usually blow back Soul to deal knockback on an opponent to steal their item and disrupt the formation. Really good speed and strength too. So here we get the buff from the Dumb Cop, buffing Meopatra's magic or spirit by 30%. Like, see, that didn't do much damage because of it did so little damage because it was guarding and it have the physical damage on top of that thanks to its skill. So not much. I think that was a crit too, but then thanks to magic attacking thanks to the debuff and the fact that magic attacks ignored defense, that did way more than its regular attack. Plus, thanks to the buff from Dumb Cop too. Attack from the Dead Cool, negated because of the Peerless Soul on the Dumb Cop. Wrong Neck does its attack, and the Foiletta Soul Gem does a nice chunk with the debuff too. They basically get to wail on this tank. They basically get to wail on tanks from both sides of the spectrum much more easily thanks to the skill. Anyway, Arcanos Lubu lands an attack, and 1 HP left on the Dumb Cop, thanks to the Soul Gem, and it managed to survive long enough to get another buff on the Wrong Neck. Switch out to Sprunk, and now it's also gonna take very little damage from thanks to its skill. And here we see how much does that do? Yeah, not like barely above double digits on the Sprunk. And then the Meopatra, also barely above double digits. Extra combo chip from the Sprunk. But then... What the hey? 144 damage on the debuff. Was it still guarding? Is that why it was doing more? Let me see real quick. Oh, okay, it wasn't guarding, that's why. like it was taking less. The Terminator was taking less damage earlier because it was guarding, but now like it's not in its guard state right now, so it's gonna take a huge chunk from the magic damage. 144. Jeez. And here comes the bitter batter. Attack, and then way more damage from the magic attack debuff. 119. Man, these numbers are so satisfying. That sprung took a lot from that Orcanos Lubu, so now we get the switch out onto the flip it. Bitter batter goes for its fire hazard's ultimate. Misses all three, so no need to move or worry about it disrupting the formation. Out comes a dead cool auto attack on the uses its weak magic attack, and bitter batter. The other bitter batter is going to be going into its now this is actually some pretty good board movement. So like I guess the opponent was moving to try to avoid the flip it, but because there was one tile that was still without a hazard, like they decided to go for it with flip it here. Try to hit the Orcanos and the dead cool, while the bitter batter is going for more fire hazards, and none of them hit the flip it, so that's lucky. Wait, which one dodged that? Okay, so the flip it goes for this ultimate, and okay, the dead cool dodged, but the Orcanos Lubu took 174 speed difference and all that. Switches out the flip it. Okay, so this is actually pretty clever. So he's the dumb cap is on 1 HP, so like he's moving it over the hazards, and it won't die until after it's done moving, and then putting it back into a safe spot where the hazards aren't. Like it basically gets to act as an extra body for better board control. And he's debuffing it, and he's getting rid of the debuff on the wrong neck. While in the meantime, the dumb cop goes down, but that's fine because now he can. Like that's an interesting thing about the switch out mechanic in Yokai Watch 3. You can only switch out to where the last yokai defeated was. If he had kept that flip it there. Like, Flip It is weak to fire, so it doesn't want to be moving over any of those hazards. So by switching out to the Dumb Cop instead, moving over the fire hazard, so it bodies that for them, and then letting it die, it can then switch into the Sproink to come in and guard more safely. So now the wrong neck's going to be going for its ultimate. Like, Bitter Batter hits hard, but like it can only do so much damage against a fire resist like Sproink. There's Magignon in the back. Wrong neck goes for the ultimate. Okay, it was still able to like hit the bitter batter while it was switching out. I get weird interaction there. Sometimes I've seen it happen, but like not often. Did it show how much it did? No, it didn't. I can't even tell if it's defeated or not. Anyway, Magignon and Sproink are both going for ultimates. Like, the wrong neck's probably gonna die here because it took so much from the fire damage, and but the Sproink, it's got really good ultimate coverage, front 6 tiles, and then you got the Meopatra, who still has her ultimate too, and full health. Yeah, the wrong neck goes down, 154. Meopatra takes a lot, 153, but it's fine, full HP. Sproink going for its ultimate now. And 159 on the Orcanos Lubu, and it's down. 158 on the Dead Cool. I'm pretty sure it was still pretty healthy, so it can afford it to take like maybe one or two more hits. And then Peerless Soul activate on the Magignon. And now they're going for them. they're going for the ultimate on the Meopatra, I guess, just to like keep them from moving or something. All right, and so like after that ultimate went. After that ultimate went through the let's see. So ultimate goes, then what happened here? Okay, so the Meopatra was still attacking even after it was done with its ultimate. And now they're moving to avoid the dead cool ultimate. Bitter Batter takes the magic damage and it's down. Dodge the dead cool ultimate. Now here comes the flip it. And the dead cool goes down, and now all that's left is the Magignon. And it's taking huge damage because of the magic attack from the debuff. Like the dead cool barely got to do any item stealing, even though it has the same skill as Meopatra. Like the skill, I guess you could say the skill is kind of inconsistent, unlike knockoff, where you pretty much always get that ridiculous 90 power dark coverage that can like just break through a lot of stuff and negate, and now you don't have to worry about their item. Like if you think luck mechanics, like if Pokemon fans think luck mechanics are oh so interesting, then and by proxy, I guess this makes this more interesting too. Like if I were to do it, I would probably make it so the item stealing happens 30% of the time. That would be my compromise instead of 10%. I think that's a little too low. 30% sounds just enough that it doesn't become too much of a hassle. So like it's still luck reliant, but like not completely useless half the time, most of the time. So here we have another team. We're playing against a Solar Enma team. We got an Origignon over there. You do it, supporting a Solar Enma so it can do more, fire off more magic attacks to lay down more hazards. And the Solar Enma is using a water magic soul gem. Like this is actually one of those like cool things like you can sometimes do with coverage. Like normally Sproink has no issue like tanking a lot of Solar Enma's attacks, but thanks to how it can like equip the a soul gem to change its technique to water, like its fire magic hazard will still activate regardless of the technique, but like running water will make it so it can easily get around fire resists like Sproink here. Doing that big ass 139 for weakness. 62 from the earth magic. I don't know why that Origignon's not running like Rapids or something like from Grapeignon. I guess this player didn't bother investing in their Origignon as much, or they were struggling against something particular, so they felt like running Earth instead. I don't know. Like normally Origignons like to run water magic so they can get around Sproink too. So anyway, the wrong neck, it gets its attack off, and 93 on the physical attack, 117 on the debuff magic attack. And you do it doing its thing, letting the Solar Enma attack again, and now it basically broke through the Sproink thanks to the water magic. 143. Like this is okay, so like that's actually pretty cool. So like what the player was able to do here, let's see, here we go. Okay, so while the Solar Enma was attacking, like watch this real quick. While the Solar Enma was attacking, they moved their Sproink to out of the way of where the hazards were. And because the Sproink was defeated before it got to move, it still counts as being there before it was defeated. So now they can just switch the flip it back in safely to avoid taking hazard damage. Any, wait, how much does that do again? Okay, scroll back. So another attack by, was that the Meopatra? Okay. So after the movements, Flip It comes out, and okay, so that was the Meopatra physical attack, like 107. Okay, it was on 1 HP because of like a skill. Machunyan skill, I'm pretty sure. And then the debuff from the Soul Gem goes off, so 136 damage. Yeah. Here comes the dumb cop. They must have been, the opponent must have used earlier, and it was left on 1 HP from its old Soul Gem, and now from the debuff, it takes like 112. I guess you could say this is also sort of like Pokemon multi-hits, but like as long as the debuff hits, they get to do some pretty big damage. But you do it took some damage there despite holding Stealth Soul, because like nothing else was there in that interval. But now that the Phoenix is in, like they can the party's gonna focus on that instead of the Stealth Soul. You do it. Doing a nice 120-ish on the Phoenix. Okay, yeah, it dodged the debuffs. Otherwise, that would have. So now so any magic attack damage that would have been done there is now just like not there because random miss. Luck mechanics, you know, so totally interesting. Keeps the game fresh and funny. Wrong next using the Sultimate. 192, really big. Like this thing has like over 400 HP, so it can really take hits. I don't know why they're not holding Shielding Soul on it. Anyway, Meopatra's going for her own Sultimate while Uduit's getting ready to use his. Okay, Uduit got theirs charged and used first. But so now a lot of their HP is getting stolen. But now Meopatra is gonna steal it back. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's all thanks to the dumb cop buff, like making it so like it hits super hard with its magic drain magic's ultimate. And now its team like is practically fully healed because of that. And now the Phoenix is down too. Phoenix gets the revival skill. 472 full HP. Okay, it was carrying like I think that's Grainpaw Soul Gem. He does a medium healing magic move on allies after the user's defeated. That's what it does. So it's basically extra healing effects to stall out a bit. All that's left is the Nocturne. But like, thanks to it not carrying Shielding Soul, it's just gonna take a lot from both physical and magic. Now all that's left is the Dr. Nocturne as defense and the dumb cop in the back. Going for the Hazard's ultimate on the Nocturne. Looks like it was super close and the Nocturne got defeated, but like they still managed to pull through thanks to all the multi-hits on their physical attacks and then ending off with their magic attacks and debuffs. Like both those teams were like pretty metagame, and both of these were wins on high ladder, as you saw. And like as you can see, the player didn't just like abuse luck mechanics either. Like they had to make use of like smart board control and board movement to avoid taking hazard damage and to come out on top in the end. Lots of skill, lots of fun, and a fast-paced battle system. Love this game. Anyway, that's this video for today. Sneasler is dumb. Meopatra requires big brains. Big nuts. Big levels of skill. So, I'll be seeing ya. Take care. Thanks for enjoying the video and listening to me rant.